#10 Harsh Realities of Rewatching the First Scream Movie, 28 years later. In 1996, Wes Craven's Scream slashed through the horror genre like a knife through a teenage party. Smart, self-aware, and bloody as hell, it revived a genre that had fallen into cliché. But fast forward 28 years, and rewatching the first Scream feels like opening a time capsule, thrilling, yes, but also undeniably dated. For fans who grew up with Ghostface, here are 10 harsh realities of revisiting Scream nearly 3 decades later. 1. The fashion is a total 90s time warp. From oversized sweaters and chokers to baggy jeans and skekers, the fashion in Scream screams 1996 in the loudest way possible. While once trendy, these outfits now look like they belong on a throwback Instagram page. Tatum's crop tops and Sydney's layered flannels are charmingly nostalgic, but don't expect them to make a comeback anytime soon unless it's ironically. 2. Landlines are scarier than Ghostface. Nothing dates Scream more than the constant ringing of landline phones. The tension built around a ringing phone, and the killer's voice on the other end, worked perfectly in the 90s. But today, with caller ID, blocked numbers and smartphones, it's hard to imagine a killer getting very far. Ghostface would be ghosted via text. 3. High school dialogue was never this clever. Kevin Williamson's script gave us whip-smart teens who knew their horror tropes inside and out. But rewatching now, it's painfully clear how no actual teenager talks like this. Randy's genre breakdowns and Sydney's sarcastic one-liners feel more like writerly flexing than realism. Still, it's part of the film's charm, even if it now feels more theatrical than authentic. 4. Billy Loomis was always sketchy. Watching Scream with fresh eyes reveals just how obviously suspicious Billy Loomis was from the start. From his creepy stare to his overbearing boyfriend behavior, he practically oozes red flags. In 1996, his reveal was shocking. In 2024, it's like, how did anyone miss it? Even Dewey would have cracked that case faster today. 5. Dewey was too dumb to be a cop. Deputy Dewey is lovable, sure. But 28 years later, it's almost criminal how inept he is as an officer of the law. His awkwardness and naive behavior are played for laughs, but on rewatch, they raise eyebrows. How did he ever get hired and keep his badge through multiple sequels? Ghostface should have been worried about OSHA, not law enforcement. 6. The violence feels tamer now. At the time, Scream was considered shockingly brutal. Drew Barrymore's opening death was a cinematic gut punch. But by today's standards, especially in the age of Hereditary, Terrifier, and Saw, Scream feels relatively tame. The kills are stylized and fast, with minimal gore compared to modern horror. That said, the suspense still holds up. 7. Casey Becker's parents deserved better. In that iconic opening, Casey's parents arrive just moments too late to save her. But rewatching with an adult perspective, it's devastating. The way her mother hears her dying breath over the phone is gut-wrenching. As teens, we were focused on Ghostface's theatrics. As adults, it's the parental grief that hits hardest. 8. The technology gap is gigantic. No smartphones. No social media. No GPS. Scream operates in a tech world that feels prehistoric to modern viewers. Today, Sydney would have had a dozen ways to get help, track Ghostface, or expose the killers. The plot hinges on technological limitations that no longer exist, which might be why the newer sequels have to get so creative with their kills. 9. Sydney's trauma is downplayed. Watching the original Scream, Sydney Prescott's emotional burden, losing her mother, being stalked, nearly killed, and betrayed by her boyfriend, is intense. But the film doesn't always give her space to process it. She's strong, yes, but the emotional toll is often brushed aside to keep the story moving. Later sequels would explore her trauma more deeply, but the original glides over it,